And hello and welcome once again to Toy Soldiers Old School. This is episode 74, The Cost of the Crown. My name is Diane Morrison. I'm known in the community as Sable Aradia. I'm the creator of the Toy Soldier Saga, and I will be the game master for tonight. When I am not game mastering, I play Commodore Celine Wintermist. She's an idealistic young priestess who joined the Avalonian Imperial Navy to see the universe and maybe help some people out along the way. Unfortunately, we are now at war, so things have changed. My and her pronouns are she or they, and we'll move over to Rowan.
Hi, I'm Rowan. I play Lady Von Bin Starsong.
Queen
Also
Von Bin
known as
Starsong.
Queen. Yeah, that's right. Queen. I recently had a promotion. Von Bin got married to His Highness Prince Xerxes. And then they were crowned king and queen of Glimmerfell. And anyways, Von Bin is a member of the Avalonian Imperial Navy / Marines. I do believe currently she's in Marine, as her player looks sideways at her DM.
Yes, you are still a Marine. The only one who's been transferred to the Navy is Celine. Everybody else is still a Marine, so far.
Just double checking.
Ruvel got moved back.
What was that, Chris? Sorry?
I thought Ruvel got moved back.
Yeah. I don't think he did yet, but he's about to, so yes. Yeah.
And, she joined the Navy originally to see the universe and fly on starseed ships and, new places and animals and science-y, druidy stuff. Because they're sort of the same thing, but not quite. But there's crossover there. Places where science and druidism cross and meet. Anyways. I'm just going to cut it short. Her pronouns are she, her, and so are mine.
All right. I like the new headwear. It's appropriate. Your Majesty. All right, let's move over to my other side and we'll go to Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris. I play Arian. He is the slightly grizzled, slightly older guy who was the original Marine out of the group. Everyone else was Navy pukes first. He has since stepped up and become he was a sergeant and quite happy there, and he has since stepped up and become the major in charge of all the Marines in the system. He stepped up into his role as Duke of Peridot, and he is trying to do his best he can at both those jobs. He has a serious girlfriend in the form of the crown princess of the Empire, and that's new for him too. So, dating at that level anyway. And he's trying to keep everyone alive. Yep, trying to keep everyone alive and keep everyone doing the right thing. So our pronouns are he, him, and I'll let it go.
Awesome. All right, and we'll go over to Siobhan.
Hi, I'm Siobhan, the writer on Twitch. I'll be playing Captain, don't call me Lilas, Madrimlian, an altruistic elf who joined the Avalonian Imperial Navy out of family obligation. Has just been transferred to the Marines for the Maquisard group and is currently in his own little operation under the orders of His Imperial Majesty. And my pronouns are she, her, his are he, they.
Awesome. And we'll go over to Daz.
Hello, I am Daz. I will be playing the part of Dazzlecat, a rogue who, trying to escape some trouble, stole a Marine uniform and pretended to actually be a real Marine and snuck aboard a ship. Well, things kind of didn't go her way, and now she's a real Marine in a real war. Not exactly thrilled. Our pronouns are she, her.
Awesome. And Stretch.
Hello, I am DM Stretch on Twitch, Twitter, and other social media. And I play the part of Eveleth Oleander. He's the bosun of the ship because somebody's got to keep this ragtag bunch in line. But that's not my only job. I am also secretly a member of the Royal Guard, placed
Head of the
here.
Royal Guard.
Yeah, head of the Royal Guard, and placed here on request, a special mission to keep an eye on the princesses. It's an interesting job, but one Eveleth does proudly.
Awesome. And pronouns.
Both pronouns he, him.
All right. And last but not least, Aaron.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I'm known online as Aaron Ree, which is spelled exactly as it sounds, R-I-G-H, Ree. Okay. I am the sub-GM of this game. I am the assistant GM, whatever you want to call it. Right? I'm the guy who knows the rules the best, so I'm the guy who helps tweak the system.
He maths better than I do.
I math better than everybody here.
Probably.
Right? But anyways, without blowing my own horn for no reason, I play the part of Ruavel Sunfall. He is the Pratt nobleman learning to be a good officer, mostly by the examples of a couple of sergeants, namely Arian and Yvoleth. And he is destined to become the father of the protagonist of the recently released Toy Soldier Saga book, A Few Good Elves. Okay. Our pronouns are both he, they.
Awesome. Okay, so so let's see. Yesterday, Dawn and Blake came over to inform me that they would no longer be able to play in this game. They have moved, and they did not realize when they moved out to where they're at, which is a trailer park out on the outskirts of a small town that is about an hour out from where I am, that there was absolutely no internet and very little cell service. So it's simply
and
not...
no power.
and no power. So it's simply not going to be possible for them to continue in the game at this point. So we are going to have to find... part of the plot tonight will include finding ways in which that makes sense. And we therefore had a couple of slots open. We discussed it, and we decided to invite some of our oldest and most dedicated chat crew to join the actual party. So, yeah. I'll be making a new video this week, I guess.
Yeah, because we're welcoming aboard
image.
Dazzle Cat and DM Stretch.
And by the way, Magpie took us up on the invitation, too. So
Yeah, Magga took us up on the invitation. She's not coming tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. She said, sure, as I was in the process of setting all this up. So
Okay.
we're going to say no at this point, and we'll do that next time. How about that?
Yeah. So Magpie,
yes.
too, welcome all three aboard, and they're going to be permanent crew now.
Yep.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
We're glad to have you. You guys have been,
Yeah.
you guys
Loyal.
are regulars. You're always here. You're always contributing. You tend to meet when, things need to happen. You're willing to take extra time out. And, you guys have been here for, I don't know, at least a year and a half, I think. And I've been streaming 2 years. So, we figured that it was only fair. So, yeah.
So, welcome to the National League from the
Also tonight, it's my birthday. I'm level 47 witch bard today. Booyah. And so,
Yay, happy birthday.
thank you.
Yay!
So I'm doing a Hobbit birthday. I am giving away signed bookmarks from a few good elves, and I will mail them to you. I will give away 5 of them today, and the raffle should be starting like right now. There it is.
And I don't need it, so I'm not raffling.
Yeah, exclamation point raffle to join. All right. Oh, let's see here. What the shit did we do last time? Now my brain is going.
All right.
Yes.
I can give you the super quick summary.
All right.
The super
Excellent,
quick summary.
Your Majesty.
Yes. And thank you very much, Arian, aka Chris, for my cute little tiara.
It's cute.
So, Von Vin and Xerxes got married. Assassination attempt foiled.
Right?
Yep.
Mercenaries were hired. People who hired them are being tracked down.
Mhm.
Golden Bows have been brought in and had a discussion with, although not necessarily questioned, and are currently being detained for their own safety. Oolong gave Von Vin carnivorous roses.
Yeah.
She's thrilled. He's her favorite Illyri.
Yeah, he gets that aspect, I think, a little too much. Which should probably worry you guys about Von Vin, but anyway.
Yeah.
Remember, Von Vin's a druid. Okay?
Yeah,
It's not
just
exactly
like, you know,
paladin.
True.
Exactly like, his last druid girlfriend, who was played by me. Whoops.
Yep, that's a fact, actually. Yep.
Anyways, so we got a bunch of prisoners, some directions to ask some questions. Questions were being asked. We haven't had to get to Unpleasant yet, but it could happen. Xerxes and Von Vin crowned king and queen and loaded with fertility potions. I do believe some dice rolls were going to happen.
I do believe they were.
How many hooligans could be forthcoming? Because there were a lot of food and drink spiked with fertility potions.
Yep.
We'll be unsurprised if other wedding guests wound up with some by accident.
Andy spiked the punch bowl.
Oh, she did. She did.
Absolute
Illyri wedding fashion.
Illyri wedding tradition
Oh, no.
with Shenna.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
With actual Shenna? Oh
Yeah.
my crap.
So people start pairing off, or 4 peopling off, or
Wedding
Orgying
turns into
off.
swinger party / orgy.
yep, wedding quickly degenerates. I don't think any of us were drinking the punch, so we might be watching this going, what the fuck? Yeah, he roll us out of here. Yeah. On the other hand, that ought to take care of any assassination attempts for the night.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
No kidding. Yep.
So there is it's a scent pheromone thing that is produced by Illyri because they go through heats like dragons, and that stuff has been synthesized and is it's been used in pranks in this manner before.
Quite the aphrodisiac.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an aphrodisiac, a very powerful one.
A very powerful one. Yeah.
It's also, traditional
It's also an euphoric and,
Illyri wedding of royal
Um,
levels, anyways.
Yeah, the problem is if someone has drank it and starts coming around the players, we're still gonna end up getting hit by it.
No,
No?
no, it's a pheromone that is emitted by Illyria, but basically, that's not how it operates here. The pheromone takes control of Illyrians' minds. All right, makes them unable to resist the Illyria. Right. This stuff just makes you horny.
Illyria, for our audience benefit, used to die if they could not mate.
Yes,
Well,
this has changed.
The curse of the gods.
Yep.
Yeah.
These are the kind of games you get up to when you're in your 20s.
Yeah,
Anyway.
teens and 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then you get older and you go, yeah, let's not.
Yep.
Anyway, Barbarossa, thank you for the sub. He says, I want everyone to know one thing. This is Toy Soldiers, boot.
Oh, you're awesome, Barbarossa.
Thank you. Evolith is socially distanced and wearing a mask. Yep. Now, it's okay. Actually, Evolith is probably standing guard over the princesses who are dancing on the tables and drinking among themselves.
Yes.
Until Vonvin and Xerxes disappear.
And Senna pheromone makes her clothing fall off.
Yep.
Panty remover.
I have my hands full making sure the princesses stay in one piece and don't fall off the table.
There you go.
Exactly.
And watching Andy run around butt-ass naked.
It's kind of like watching a cherub flying around, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The worst part is, it was already a naked wedding.
It was.
Yeah.
Because that just simplified security issues.
Yep. Sensible. But that's probably where Andy got that silly idea. Of course, off screen, Oolong gives her a long look like.
She just giggles and kisses him.
I think I know what you have in mind, he says.
He giggles again.
Yep, he kind of tucks her under one arm and carries her off. Anyway. Yep. Yes, so the evening passes. Does anybody else do anything while this insanity is going on? I believe that Chris said that Arian was taking those who were not involved in the lunacy and going to cut out another ship as a wedding present.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Madrimlin is still sitting on guard duty on the door.
Well, I do believe he was planning that for after the wedding.
Yeah.
Right. That was after the wedding thing.
Ah, okay. So like the
I'm
next
sure
day.
he celebrated in, proper fashion with,
Well,
He just didn't drink the punch.
Or maybe he did.
Kind of hard when he was hovering outside their window.
No, honestly, I sincerely doubt that any of you drank the punch that was in the main serving area. For the simple reason of, what if somebody put poison in it? Nope, we're going to control the stuff you drink and eat. Here it is.
Right.
That's it. Yeah. So, no, you guys didn't drink any of the punch, and you weren't in any danger of doing so.
Nope. And you knew that. But the rest of the guests aren't.
Now they're
They can cut
definitely
loose.
not in any kind of danger.
Right. They're in danger of somebody falling through their door and trying to join them in bed, but
That's possible. All right.
The entire party, Evileth goes round with one goblet, opens his own water skin into it with just water. Use the prestidigitation to make it taste like fine wine and just drinks.
Nice.
The original dealcoholized wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clever
Juice
that.
wine.
All right. All right. So you
Well,
guys
you gotta
wake
have a
up.
little alcohol in the drink there, Evolith, because you can't drink the water. It's Middle
Okay.
Ages.
True.
No, water's not clean.
Elf
Yeah.
water is
That.
clean.
Well, not all of it.
Or not if it's been sat in a water skin for a while.
Yeah.
You know.
Maybe your water skin was full of the potato water.
More like cleric created fresh water or druid.
I find some very low alcohol safe
Yeah.
drink.
Yeah,
Build a water skin with it.
even kids drank alcohol before
Yeah.
the 20th century. It's just that they drank so little of it that it didn't matter. The amount of alcohol was designed just to kill the bacteria in the water,
Mhm.
right? They have no water treatment plants, right?
That's
So
things like small beer.
yeah, so like even the elves don't have water treatment plants, so consequently, I didn't even know
Mhm.
secondhand was here.
Thank you, Magpie, for the gift sub. That's awesome. I didn't either,
Yeah,
actually,
Magpie.
but that's cool.
I'm not sure if they have to be here or not.
They
Uh,
don't.
They are?
I don't think they do,
No.
actually, because I've been randomly gifted subs in channels I know I wasn't in.
I have as well.
Yeah. But that's awesome, Magpie. Thank you very much. It's very cool.
Oh yeah, it wasn't a random one. That was just a gift straight to secondhand.
Ah.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, as I was saying, right, like basically the alcohol was just to kill the bacteria.
Yeah.
So it was like 1% to 2% alcohol,
Mm-hmm.
right? And when it got more than that, they considered it more than small beer, and kids weren't allowed to drink it anymore.
Mhm.
And we had a problem here in Canada for a while with a spruce beer that was made in Montreal, right? That was a kid's drink, and it turned out that it was 4.5%, right?
So that's
And that
stopped.
was in the 60s and 70s,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah.
But before even then, kids' drinks could have a small amount of alcohol in them.
Orange juice still does.
Yeah, about 0.5%. Yeah. Yeah. Just a history lesson for people.
Cool. I've actually tried medieval mead. It was quite nice.
Right on.
I've tried all sorts
You
of
must
drinks.
have
know.
not somebody who knew how to make it properly then. Lots
Oh,
of
we've-
people make a fast mead,
Mhm.
which, is not aged the minimum of a year. My opinion that
We've
does not
got,
count as real mead.
In the county I live in, we've got a hall that's a Tudor reenactment place.
Oh,
for,
nice.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Just like school trips. And I tried it on a school trip, and it wasn't mead. I was wrong. It was ale.
Ale, yeah.
Yep.
Well, in England,
Kids
isn't
safe
it
ale.
still 16 for youths
18.
and 18 now? Okay.
Yeah, 18 to drink here.
When did that change?
It's always been 18 for
No.
years.
Well,
Kind
maybe
of.
for years, but
For
under parental supervision.
mainstream drinking, it's been 18.
Yeah,
but you
yeah.
can
But
have beer, cider, or
something.
porter. You could have a glass with a substantial meal, but they've even cut
Right.
that out.
Have they cut that out now?
No, it's still going. It is still going,
Oh, okay.
and that's even
Yeah, I
from
knew that was.
less
that's
than 1 year old.
Yep. Anybody can have
Mm.
a beer porter.
Yeah.
So,
All right, so shall we get back on topic, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Back to the game.
Okay, back to the game.
Yes.
You all wake up rather late. The guests have been removed from the castle at this point.
Mhm.
Helped home at the
Well,
end of the night.
Xerxes will find out whether Von Vin's more of a morning sex person or a night sex person.
She's a yes sex person.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Doing their duty, getting to work on the heirs. Yep.
Well, his opinion is, if you're with Von Vin, what the hell? Like, you know.
All right. So did Arian spend the evening with Yasma, or
Yeah, I'm sure you would have.
okay? Thank you. That helps for my plot, actually.
Yep.
All right.
And Ruavel wrapped sausage last night. He didn't want us to have it take any chances.
Yeah, Celine would agree with that. With
We
all
are
the fertility
way-
potions flying around.
Yeah, and that pheromone in the
Yeah.
punch, and yeah, no.
Yeah. Good plan. Good plan, she says.
It's not 100% secure, but better than
Well,
nothing.
I'm sure that if Celine can brew fertility potions, she can brew anti-fertility potions.
That's true.
Infertility potions.
Yeah, but they'll take a day.
I'm saying she could have thought to do that ahead of time.
I wanted alcohol for tonight, but they did not get me alcohol today.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And there's none alcohol, as far as I know.
Nope, Siobhan drank it all.
I did not.
We don't believe you, Wino.
I still
Well,
have my bottle of Fireball, and it's getting
Yeah, it's got about 6 drops in it.
Nope.
Not 7.
7 drops.
All right, that's it. I'm going on camera for a moment.
All right, I'll take down the Siobhan picture for a second. Where is it? Just a second.
Okay, yeah, that's,
Portrait.
3/4 of a
Oh,
bottle.
it's the
Just
Aryan
continue.
picture you got to take down.
Oh, what happened there? I had that all set up. God damn it. Okay, I gotta move everything around then, is what I gotta do,
Yeah.
actually.
Siobhan
That's
won on
because
camera.
Siobhan
Oh,
flashed us
right.
her fireball.
Okay.
I should have gone right back to the same spot.
No.
Always.
As soon as you go on camera, it prioritizes you above the people who are not on camera, and it moves things around.
Oh,
That's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Now we
You
know.
didn't know, and
I'm not sure if you can actually move it around in Zoom. Try clicking and dragging.
No, it's okay. I moved it around on stream already.
not already done.
Okay.
If somebody could do it, it would be me.
Uh-huh.
Because she's the
Yeah.
host. Okay.
And it actually does look like I can choose to mess with the video order.
Yeah. Because I think I did that for one of my live stream games.
Well then, we're going to remember that next week so I don't have to fuck around with this bullshit again. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, so I see that Aaron didn't drink much, went to go look for Sergeant Immelin.
Yeah.
Yep. And what are people doing in the morning? Celine
Even if-
reluctantly drags her ass out of bed.
Yeah.
I remember that Madrimlian and Mariama hooked up, and then Madrimlian went to guard the door.
Mhm.
That's right. Hello, Pride. We love you too.
Eveleth wakes up, symptoms of a hangover, and think, I didn't drink last night. Oh yeah, it's a work-related headache. Oh, shoulder. Ah, that was the person that fell off the table. Ah.
This is awesome.
And just sort of fills a basin full of cold water, looks at it, puts hands in, dips his head in. Wipes, gets dried, dressed. Right, time for something to eat. Goes in search of food.
Warrior in search of sustenance.
Green warrior needs more food.
Green warrior needs food badly.
Arian looks around at the, remains of the wedding party and goes, I assume the elite Marine squad probably won't be worth much today.
Things are fucking trashed. Yeah, it was a party.
It's my party. I'll screw if I want to.
People are asleep naked on tables. There's like, one of the wedding banners has a slice through it. Do you think somebody was like sliding down like they were Errol Flynn?
And he's on the chandelier.
No, Andy's not on the chandelier, actually.
No.
Panties.
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 Underwear.
Oh, yeah, panties on the chandelier, yep.
Yeah, no, not Andy. Andy's gone like fucking long.
And an entire corset. You're not sure where that came from.
Because elves don't usually wear those torture fucking devices. That's what magic's for.
Yeah, it's the kind of party they tell stories about. Yep.
My mother never told me about that orgy.
We should totally play that song later. It's funny. Look for a song on YouTube called Misconceptions by Leslie Fish.
Yes. It applies, I think.
Yeah, what's the chorus go? My mother never talks about that orgy. And I can't really blame her much, although I'd like to know the guest list to that party. And if there's if there's another like it, let me know. Yeah, that's how it goes. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, the elite squad's probably like not much good today for sure.
Daz wakes up.
The song starts out. Oh, sorry. I was saying the song starts out. I got a unicorn's horn in the middle of my forehead and antlers of a stag from side to side. My eyes are much like a doe's, but my ears are more like a horse's or a donkey's. I can't decide.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Daz wakes up because Daz is playing the game.
So you were out of an orgy.
Yeah, fair enough.
I wake up as Aaron is trying to untie Nimmelin. I go, you need to pull that one strand over there. It's a slip knot. You just pull it and it'll untie, and then you just unravel her. I mean, we basically wrapped up Nimmelin almost like a cocoon of rope to stuff her in her. I wake up and hope nobody noticed that she'd been hugging her silver pouch like a teddy bear all night. Gets up, gets dressed, and seeing that after we got all the ropes off the bedroll and pull Nimmelin out, Nimmelin is like, Nimmelin? Nimmelin?
Nimmelin wasn't the punch, wasn't she?
Krill's
But
like,
no.
shh.
So we stole some alcohol bottles and went in a corner and were playing cards. I was teaching them, sort of, to play cards, and, well, Nimmelin over partook of the drink. So that's what we're doing. We're trying to get the very hungover Nimmelin up.
Right. Where am I? What year is it? She says.
You don't want to know. Just get dressed.
Aaron shoves a huge jug of water at her and says, drink. Yes. Celine gets up, gives Ruavel a kiss, and says, time to get back to work. And
Well,
it's,
yes, ma'am.
unfortunately, she says, running
Yeah.
a hand down his chest, like so.
After you, Alana.
She steals a kiss and then she gets up and gets dressed. Yeah. Nimmelin announces, for the record, I am no longer allowed to have more than 4 drinks.
Well, once
More
Madrimlin is
than
released,
4, eh?
once Madrimlin is
Because I
relieved,
didn't.
Once Madrimlian.
Go ahead.
is relieved from guard duty, he goes searching for someone to remove fatigue.
Right. Okay, so Evolith ends up running into some servants who are kind of standing outside waiting. And if they're told the people are awake, they will send for food immediately.
Also, go up to them and say, I would like a greater remove fatigue potion, which seems to be brown in colour.
I'll see what we can do, she says.
AKA coffee.
Yeah,
Yeah, coffee.
that's the other thing Madrimlin's looking for. Coffee.
Oh, coffee, she says. Oh, no shortage around here. We're given to understand, I mean, since the king joined the Marines, she says, we were told to always have coffee. I'll fetch you some, she says.
Thank you. Black. I want it to hit me. I want that caffeine to hit me hard.
Oh, you too, Evolith?
Well, I wasn't drinking.
Neither was I. I was on guard duty all night.
Yeah, mine's work related.
Yep.
Good night, though.
Well, I can't claim that, says Celine as she comes in where you guys are to get the coffee.
TMI.
Arian walks by with, like 4 people under his arms. It's like, come on, get gear, guys.
And they're like, we're trying, sir.
Andy comes out, scratching her head. She still hasn't got any clothes on.
Nope, no clothes. Just comes out. Doo-doo-doo.
And she's walking.
Which is amazing because Andy never walks anywhere.
A few moments later, she is followed by Oolong, who is dressed, and well, except that his hair just won't quite today. It just won't quite. There's like a cowlick that's going, and it just won't. He sighs and puts on a hat. Good morning, he says.
Morning, says Andy to them.
Good morning,
Morning
says
is right.
Celine. I think it's still morning. Is it still morning?
I think so. He looks at Oolong.
Yeah, he looks at his pocket watch. For a couple more minutes anyway, he says.
That was a hell of a party, wasn't it?
A very good party, he says.
Mm.
I quite enjoyed myself, thank you, he says. Really? She says, Celine. He says, come now, he says, foiling assassins, a good idea. It's a good time, he says.
Mm-hmm. And then we had a party.
And Andy O'Leary managed to accomplish both purposes at once, he says.
Right.
I do believe it's considered polite for us to get dressed, he says to Andy.
Oh, shoot, I forgot entirely. I'm sorry. She heads back into the room. Stumbles a bit.
I'd better go
He
help her.
giggles.
I'll be back.
I'm still drunk, she said.
Yeah. He helps her get dressed.
She goes, if you're all into it, I got some cherry or some strawberry tequila in here.
Oh,
No,
If
thank you.
Bonfern was not occupied, she'd be down for morning strawberry tequila.
Arian, says Celine after he goes by with another load of like 4 guys.
Yes, ma'am.
I think you'd better give it up as a bad job, she says.
And I've got half the throne room cleared already.
Why don't we go and relieve Navarre? He's probably been working both our jobs all night.
Okay.
Yep, that's exactly what I figured. Yep. They go, ugh. Yep, so you guys
Who
go
was
head
that,
off
Jenny?
to your post. I figured it was the time my mother would call. It's the usual hour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
Andy comes out wearing one of Oolong's shirts tied at the waist with one of Oolong's hair ties.
Yep, this is clothes as far as she's concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
after
It covers everything, she says.
Well, Celine and Arian aren't here, so this is to Evolith and Madrimlian, I believe.
Yep.
I'll
Oh,
kind of-
Celine, on the way out, drops a couple of potions in your guys' hands.
Oh. Thank you.
Thank you for standing guard, Madrimlian, she says, gives him a kiss on the cheek and heads out.
Now I have to go make up for lost
And
time.
thank you for watching us, she says, and gives Evolith a squeeze on the shoulder. I noticed, she says. Heads off.
You're welcome. Tuck into whatever food or drink is put in front of me.
Yep, drink the potion.
Yeah.
That's better.
Yes, you feel like the healthiest women alive.
What?
And he goes to whatever servant, etc., is around and politely asks for a bowl of warm water, hot water, and some sort of cloth, like a flannel or something.
Yeah, I'm sure there's no shortage. Now they start to get, wash up stuff organized.
Yeah. When it's brought out, set in front of my, put the cloth in the water, take it out, wring it out as much as I can, fold it over and stuff it under my shirt, onto my shoulder. So, that's better. Start working out that muscle.
Righty overextended last night, reaching for someone falling off the table.
Yeah.
Got it.
They were fine. I cast feather fall on them. But
Cool.
I wasn't going to spill my drink, so it was just one arm that went out. Oh!
Well,
Kind of popped my shoulder a little bit.
well, says Andy. Want me to fix it?
Thanks for the offer. I think it'll be all right in a minute. It's just, I've just woken up. This warm cloth is working. Thank you. Kind of take it back out, put the cloth in the back in the water, and push the bowl forward. So I'm finished with that. Thank you.
Yep, they take the stuff away when you're done with it, and I imagine it's really kind of weird for Evolith because, I mean, if he were openly doing the job that he's doing, right, these people would be friends, he would know them by first name, he'd probably have vetted them all personally, right?
Uh-huh. Good. I would have quietly done that.
Yeah, check them out for yourself, yeah.
Yeah, that would have already been done.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, these guys are all loyal servants of the palace. Their families have served here for, hundreds of years. So, as far as you know, anyway, as far as anybody knows, they're fine. In the meantime, Arian and Celine go to relieve Navarre at the headquarters of the Navy here. What did we call it? Star Point, I think, with an
Star
E.
Point.
Yes,
Yeah.
with an E.
Yeah, I think I started a stub article for that I haven't written yet, but it's there. But yeah. Yeah, he seems remarkably alert, except that he has he's chugging coffee, Oh, good morning, he says.
Good morning. Anything interesting on the overnights?
He says we've been alerted that
Did you know if you eat coffee grounds, you can see sounds?
Is that what
That's right.
Are you playing him or are you taking him over and he says that? No, okay.
I
Yeah.
That's very nice, Corporal says. Arian, go to bed.
Yes.
Corporal.
Go to sleep. That's an order, says Celine. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Avalani. He heads off.
You too, Corporal. Go.
Avalani. Yeah. Heads off. Yeah. He says the Draconian Fleet sent word they should be arriving sometime in the next few hours, he says.
Good news. We'll have to keep an eye out on their deployment, see how they change. Make sure to see. I'm sure they'll leave us an opportunity to do something.
He says, do we have Are we intending to attack when they arrive as well? He says. Should I be putting everyone together? We're a ragtag group at this point. More green boys and old people than anything else, but it occurs to me that if we attack from both sides, that might be enough of a destabilization that they'll be able to push through, he says.
Yeah, I believe we had work for the bug suit crews. I believe the intention was to sabotage the larger ships that we can reach.
All right, he says.
He looks at Celine. I don't want to tell you your business, ma'am, but I have a feeling that given the state of our forces, that perhaps we should use them for spoiling attacks, try to draw them out of position and not actually get into a fight.
Yeah, I think you're right, she says. They're completely disorganized at this point. They're not trained up to snuff, and there's not enough of them. So she nods. I think that makes the most sense. Okay, let's get people moving, she says. If they're going to be here within a couple of hours, we have no time to waste. Dig out potions to get rid of hangovers if we must, she says. Yeah, Avalana, says Navarre, and, he rounds up the regimental sergeant major, and bellows of orders start going through the castle. All right, that's it. Everybody get your asses out of bed right now, or whatever table you're sleeping on, and get your uniforms on. The cavalry has arrived. Yeah, pretty much bugles going through the fucking castle and stuff.
And as the corporal comes stumbling back in, not you, corporal. Go to sleep.
Ah, okay. I made some coffee with Red Bull.
That's very nice. Sleep.
Fuck is Red Bull? Come on now, off to bed, says Celine.
He kind of leans over and whispers to Fleet, I don't think there's a potion that can help that.
I'm pretty sure there isn't, she says.
And he shrugs, says, frying pan.
She sends him to sick bay, is what she does. The doctors will be able to keep him under control, I think. Yeah, I think that Evolith, if he's helping out people getting the rest of the Voidchasers in order, which makes sense for the bosun, if he's helping to look around, I think he finds Rando's shirt on a chandelier. One of his stockings is in a vase outside of the room. Another one is...
There's a bunch of other socks.
Yes.
Yay, it's a treasure hunt.
Yep.
Right. Mage hand to get the thing down off the chandelier. So anything I either can't reach or can't be bothered to reach. Clean them all off. At least make them acceptable. So I kind of almost throw them at him. So, here you go. 2 minutes to get yourself sorted and
thank you, Bosun.
At least
says.
You're welcome.
Yep, he heads off, hopping into one stocking,
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you 3.
3 minutes, whatever will I do with the time?
Well, considering last night, I'll go a little easier on people today. I'm a little understanding.
A little.
Yeah, Celine is thinking, of course they would show up today. Of course they would. Why wouldn't it be today? Of course it would be today.
Of course. And perhaps we should go let the king and the crown prince know.
Good idea. Let's go do that. Well, actually, yeah. One of us should go do that. I'll go do that. You handle things here. I'll be right back.
I have a lot of.
Oh, did you have something in mind? She says, turning around. You sound disappointed.
No, ma'am.
She raises an eyebrow.
Nothing really, ma'am.
Go on, then. I'll hold the fort here, she says.
Have a lot of, ma'am.
Have fun, she says.
All right, Marion will go find Sonaris first.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, she could have told him in like 2 seconds, but you'll go find him.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that
he is-
actually, for some reason, I thought that he meant Xerxes and Von Vin, but you're right. She will have alerted him actually.
Oh, I didn't know about that before I left, so I go find Sonaris.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's currently out on the docks,
And walk up to him.
watching a bunch of ships roll in.
Is he sitting there?
He's standing.
Oh.
No, he's not sitting on the dock of the bay watching the tides roll
Watching
away.
the tide roll away.
Okay.
It does look like he's wasting time, though.
I'll walk up to him. Your Imperial Highness.
It says, Major, how are you doing?
Good. I'm not sure if you got the word yet or not, but apparently the Draconian Fleet is only a few hours away.
Yes, he says. He points to the ships coming into the harbor. What are those dwarves called, babe?
What's that?
Dwarven Mercenary Company?
Ah, the gold. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, one freaking minute.
One freaking minute.
I remember just fine until today.
Mercenaries.
Nope.
It's
Don't make me hurt you.
one freaking minute mercenary company. Got it.
There will be a beating involved. I'm just saying.
God, I'd pay money to watch that.
I'll smack him around later. Since I'm on
Not
hand.
Chris. I'd pay money to watch Sable's Magnus not Brianna for being an idiot.
I want video.
Brianna.
You better film that.
The
Oh, yeah,
double
I'm
axe
charging money for that.
mercenaries.
Double axe. Yep.
Yep.
You see the double axe sign on the sails coming in?
Are they here to participate in the war, Your Highness, or are they here to provide security?
He says, I don't know. He says, we were asked to get in contact with them. I think they'll have to meet with Commodore and find out what they needed. Mm-hmm.
Very well. Have you heard anything about the state of the new queen?
He says, well, I think she's still sleeping. They exhausted themselves last night, I'm given to understand.
I'm sure they did. Anyway.
He says,
Yes.
want me to go fetch her?
I'm going to go report to the king and let him know that the Draconian Fleet's closing. You're more than welcome to
And
come
let him
along
know
if
that-
you...
Certainly. Yeah, I'll walk with you. He says, we should let them know that the double axe mercenaries are here and we should tell somebody.
Were you going to take care of that, sire, or should I send for a runner?
Oh, I don't run.
Somebody is having teasing Arian this morning, I see.
That's just Selmar.
Because at first he doesn't. It's Selmar. He teleports.
Yep. And I wouldn't walk to the bathroom if I could get a teleporter thrown on the floor.
Because it hasn't already been taken care of, Your Highness. You do have to have something to do with your spare time.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe I'll put some magical runes up. Yeah, anyways. What's closer, the king or Celine? Says.
Probably Celine from the docks.
Yep, probably.
So we'll meet with Celine and let her know what's going on. Then we'll go talk to Xerxes and Bonvent.
So off we go. We have a pleasant stroll.
Yep. He's actually fairly vigorous for his age. Like, you know, he doesn't tire easily or walk slowly.
Right.
Right? I mean, you're an elf. You can tell his advanced age.
Right.
Right? But he's actually fairly spry for his age.
Pretty
Pretty
spry for a little
spry
guy.
for an old guy.
And the filk just entered my head. Oh dear.
Have
All
fun.
he had to
Enjoy.
say
Look
was
forward to
pretty
hearing
spry
it.
for an old guy.
So, Your Highness,
All the banshees say. Yeah, go ahead, Arian.
I haven't had a chance to speak with you since, recent events. And the last I heard from the king was that my parents were on a special mission.
Mm-hmm.
Has there been any word?
From them? No. He says, I worry of them. Because they haven't contacted me. Yes. And I mean, it might be that that's nothing and therefore they wouldn't bother me with it. He says. But it could mean that they are in trouble and incapable of contacting.
Yes, I've been worried since there hasn't been word for so long.
Yes.
Well, I suppose we have this war to deal with first, and perhaps we should see about sending somebody to find out if they haven't made contact by then.
Yeah. You're absolutely right, Arian. I will look into that. He says, would you be volunteering for the job?
If that's what you need, Your Highness. I'm a man of duty.
He says, I like that. I feel myself a man of duty, so.
Oh, have you had any word with grandfather?
Oh, from your grandfather? Yeah, I spoke to him just a few weeks ago.
No, from grandfather, the goblin guy that we were going to try to buy out of the war.
Oh, right, him. I haven't had anything yet. He says Crowley is helping me talk to him.
Good. I fear that given the current state of things, if we can't do something to change the dynamic, Highness, we will be in serious trouble.
You think?
I do. Here we are.
Hello, Celine.
Good afternoon, Dad, she says. Or actually, you're right, we're in front of people. Good afternoon, Your Highness, she says. I'm given to understand that the Draconian Fleet is now about a couple of hours out, she says.
Yes, and the double-act mercenaries are making landfall as we speak.
Oh, excellent, she says.
Well, I had somebody send for them. So
I
they
didn't think...
were on Freebooter's Rock. At least part of them were, not this many. I don't know where they all came from.
How'd they manage to get past the blockade?
Blockade's not blocking dwarves.
Interesting, she says.
Says they're in merchantmen.
Ah.
Yes. They probably passed themselves off as dwarven merchants. Right? Arming a merchantman doesn't take very long.
I expected them to stop all trade, too. That's interesting, she says.
He says, so did I, and for some reason they don't. They won't besiege either.
That opens an interesting opportunity.
Yeah.
She nods. I think I know where you're going, but lay it out for me anyway, she says.
How many spin disease do we have in store?
More than we do ships, she says.
I wonder if it'd be possible to purchase human seagoing merchantmen from one of the other kingdoms.
I understand that handles awkwardly if you take them into space, but they're a usable ship and they'll hold up to a siege weapon, she says.
Yeah, that would put a lot more bodies in space, says Selmar.
I like it.
And if we don't send our elven ships out with them, they may let them by. Or close, anyway.
Let them get close until they realize there's elves aboard.
Exactly.
That puts them in weapon range. Good thinking.
I like it. Let's get it going, she says. What do you think we should do with the mercenaries? She says. How many are they?
I counted 24 ships.
That's a little fleet in and of itself, she says.
Well, 24 warships and a few smaller torpedo-sized boats and pinnaces and the like.
I suppose it depends on what kind of contract we negotiate with them.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt they will want to take their fleet against a fleet as big as the Fomorian, since it represents their operating capital. Unless we guaranteed replacement.
Well, they could always do a cutting action.
You guys see a glint up in the sky?
I know what you mean, man. Jamie's having a problem in the kitchen.
We're at about the halfway spot here. Do we need to take a break?
No, he's nothing we can do to help him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so you guys see something glinting in the sky.
Look up.
Look up, pull out the spyglass.
Well, those of you who are outside anyway. I guess that those are inside aren't seeing that, obviously. Yeah, when you focus on it, after squinting through the blinding light, you realize that it's a bug suit.
That is probably our druid. I'll pull out my bug suit and open up the comms.
Ah, there you are, he says. Good to hear your voice.
Good to hear yours as well. What's the situation?
He says the fleet will be here in about an hour, he says. I imagine the Fomorians have probably sighted them by now. He says, do you have a plan of attack you want us to coordinate with, or do you want us to just let them have it, or would you like us to form a blockade out here? I said I'd report back.
How do your numbers shape up?
He says, well, we met up with the Carthunian Fleet on the way, he says. I think it might be a good match, he says.
All right, we have a few things in the works. If you could set up a counter blockade until we get our ducks in a row down here, and then we will coordinate a attack. You should be in comms range even when you get back to the fleet, I imagine.
Oh, yes, he says. I tried this morning, but nobody was wearing their bug suits, he says.
Yes, last night was a bit rambunctious.
Chaotic.
So, Vonvin and Xerxes got married last night.
Oh, good, he says. Good, I'm glad that happened quickly, he says. Everything's all right, then?
Yes, there were some issues, but they were dealt with. And, we're working through the aftermath this morning. And we, like I said, we need a little bit of time to get our ducks in a row before we commit to an action. But we'd like to coordinate with the fleets. That way we have the best opportunity for positive outcome.
Okay, he says, I'll go back and report that to the captain, he says, and the admiral, right? There's admirals here now. He says, I'll go back and report that to the admirals, he says. Who's in charge?
So, Celine has been promoted to Commodore. She's in charge of the fleet. I've been promoted to Major, and I'm in charge of the Marines here for the Talasian Fleet. And who's senior out there?
He says Admiral Celestis. He says Draconian Fleet.
Okay. I wasn't clear on who was going to be senior between Draconian and Carthun, so very well, I'll let Celine know, and we will get back to you shortly.
All right. Thank you, he says. I'll go report myself. I'll keep the bug suit comm open, so just shout if you need anything, he says.
I will.
Yeah, and you see the glint disappear again, because it goes back up into space.
And I'm sure he casts invisible stuff like that, so. And I'll report the conversation to Celine and His Highness.
Mm-hmm.
Good, she says. Okay, she says, I think the best we can do from where we are is harassment to cause confusion. She says, if we do some distracting attacks, make them feel like they're being attacked from both sides, it might cause disarray. What do you think? She says.
I agree. I'll take the elite squad and we will place the charges as we described on the dreadnoughts that we can reach. But I think we need to quickly have a discussion with the double axes and see how many human merchantmen we can get our hands on quickly. who's closest on this planet.
She says, there's the nation of the Silver Marches. They've been friendly to elves for a long time. She says, they're sure to have seen something of what happened to Evergleam.
Perhaps we
They
should
have
load.
refugees.
Perhaps we should load the ship with our spin disease and send somebody with fundage and see what we can purchase.
Yes, good idea. She says, okay. Yeah, she'll find someone to take charge of that, I guess.
Yeah, just pack them to the deckheads with passage crew, spin disease, and perhaps we should send Dazzlecat, since she has His Majesty's coin purse.
Good idea, she says.
Oh, she does? I wonder to write about that.
Pouchy!
She's like, damn! They remembered.
Still didn't ask for it back.
Yep. All right, so she passes word for Dazzlecat. Dazzlecat, you get a runner come to you that says you've been summoned to Starpoint by the Commodore.
Thank you. And I hurry over there.
Yep. When you come in, she smiles. Good morning. Did you get any sleep? She says.
Yes, I did. And she's got that uh-oh look on her face.
Glad to hear it, she says. I have a special mission for you, she says. We're going to load up a ship full of spin dizzies. She says, I'd like you to head over to the, I said the Silver Marches, right? Yeah. Okay, I'd like you to head over to the Silver Marches. She says, you're not from around here, so you'll need the map. She shows her where it is on the map. It's kind of across a strait, as it were, from the island where you guys are at.
Yeah.
Right? She says, see if you can purchase a number of ocean-faring ships that we can outfit with spin dizzies. Warships, if possible, she says. She says, if they do have any starfaring ships and they want to join the fight, we'll take them too if they're wanting to come aboard, and they're welcome to send a representative here to the council, she says. Yeah, and of course we'll need able bodies to work the ships as well, if anyone would care to volunteer. If not, then we'll fill them up ourselves, but ask them for a skeleton crew to bring them back to Glimmerfell, she says. And you can take anybody you need to go with you, she says. Okay?
Avalon.
Thank you, Dazzlecat. I appreciate it, she says. The cavalry has arrived, she says. The fleet is setting up a counter-blockade right now.
Right. Thank you, Lieutenant.
She nods. And I guess that means you're out of uniform, she says.
What?
You just got promoted, she says. You're an officer now.
I just got this new uniform, like, yesterday.
I'm sure you have the money for it.
She looks at him and then kind of like
smiles.
Half hugs the pouch with one arm. Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Not at this time,
No,
she says.
fine.
She salutes and like
keep your bug
dashes
suit
out.
handy in case we need to maintain conversation, she says.
Well, if I wear a bug suit, I won't have to worry about a uniform until I get there.
Right.
Good point, she says. Fair enough.
Okay. And she takes off at a dead run. She goes running back to where she had been. Nibbling!
God damn it.
Okay, I need to get a uniform made. So basically, we are going places. You and Aaron need to get in clean your, and Rando, we need to get everything perfect. All three of us. All three of you are coming with me. And I haul out my bug suit and say, why didn't I put this thingy on? Wait, my bug suit doesn't have that automatic, I can just instantly put it on, do I?
Yes.
Oh, it is fitted that way. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, before you took off, when you were given the rank, Madrimlian gave you his old pips.
There you
for
go.
Lieutenant.
Yay!
At least you're in a somewhat uniform before you get to the actual.
Wait, I can just run around the throne room. There's probably a lieutenant uniform around here somewhere.
Almost certainly.
Almost certainly, yep.
Yep, Magpie or Nimlin said, "What's wrong?" Okay, right. In response to that, Aaron's like, "Where are we going? Do I need my tea kettle?"
You need your tea kettle. You need to put on your fanciest uniform and any other extra weapons and that special stuff that you purchased the other day. Aaron gives him a wink. Be ready. We are going to do some negotiating. And please somebody dress Rando in his full uniform and make him look like he's awake.
Nimlin says, "Wait, I don't have one of those." Points at Bug Suit.
You don't need one. We're going on a ship.
And Aaron says, "Okay, I'll grab everything, Sergeant."
Alrighty, so we're scrambling around getting ourselves prepared.
I like how Daz
And
is not
Daz is
correcting
not
them.
correcting her.
It's almost like Daz is like, they'll change their minds.
So we get ready, probably pretty darn quick, considering how panicked I was when I showed up.
Magpie, as far as you know, you're the same rank as Daz, Sergeant.
Color
Sergeant.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're color sergeant, and so I frantically find a uniform, put the little pips on it. I'm not sure what rank it was. It was an officer's uniform anyway. Look close enough. Whatever I could cobble together.
Yeah, it sort of fits. You have to kind of roll the cuff a bit. It's a little tall for you.
They're not going to notice I got boots. I'll just tuck it in awkwardly.
Yup.
Lots of tucking into the boots. All right, let's go. Aaron, you want to help Randall walk straight while we go there? Get to the ship? You can sober up on the way. So we go to the dock, and I'm like, wait, what ship am I supposed to go on? Is there one ready?
Yep.
That one looks good.
It's Nimlin's ship.
Ooh. Oh yeah, what's his name is now captaining your ship, Nimlin. Perfect.
Valric.
What was his name?
Valric.
Valric.
Yeah, Rowan's chuckling because she knows. Yep.
It is perfect.
All right, so we make it up there.
Good
Is
to
there
see you,
a
Lieutenant.
good to see you again?
So this is your team?
This is my team. wedding was
We're
rough.
we're loaded to the nuts with spin dizzies and crew.
Great.
So we're gonna go to the Silvermore, and you're gonna negotiate with Queen Isolde.
I don't think yet, right?
Yeah.
But the whole Sable's privateers thing has not happened yet.
Oh, right.
Be
This
sold
would
the
be
first.
her father and her mother, and she might be around. She might be an infant at this point.
Yeah, it should be about that at this point. Little girl, anyways. And you will deal with King. What was his name? Phobos, I thought his name was, or something.
Sounds about right.
You'll deal with King Phobos. And see if he will sell his ships.
Okay, and how long will it take us to get there?
Hour, maybe 2.
Okay. I turn around to Aaron and Nimmelin. Start dunking Rando. We need to get him really ready.
Waterboard Rando. Away.
Waterboard Rando. Wake up, yep. Fuck.
Okay, so that's what we're doing. They're
For those
getting
who
Rando ready.
are aware, which would be Nimmelin and Aaron, that is in a different uniform
Yeah.
with different
Officer's
rank
uniform.
insignia.
Yeah,
And was
you
addressed
guys
as Lieutenant.
you have to call me Lieutenant now. Oh man, I mean, I think you have to actually salute me now. Ugh. And try jalapeno.
But that'll wake him up and sober him up real quick.
Especially
He'll
if
look
you
his own
poke it up
head.
his bum.
Oh, use
Rando, quit
prestidigitation, make
taking
it
his
taste.
repository.
Actually, I vaguely recall that at some point Felric was part of the AIN.
Yes.
Officially, him and Cayman both.
Yes.
What do you think he's doing here?
Okay.
It says, make yourself comfortable, Lieutenant. We're going to be a couple hours.
Thank you.
Starts ordering a ship out of harbor.
Yep.
There isn't a lot of sitting room on this ship, I'll tell you that, because the decks are packed with people.
That's fine. I find some place I can just lean against a little.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm debating with myself. Do I put on the bug suit now? Do I stick with the hodgepodge uniform? Bug suit, uniform. Oh hell, bug suit, because it's all shiny.
Yep.
That'll be more impressive, right? Sure, yeah.
Right.
She's standing there kind of talking to herself.
I'm being her conscience.
Is it you or is it Cayman?
No, it's me. It's not Cayman.
Cayman Ward. Just stand there and answer somebody who's talking to themselves. Except for he'd use, ventriloquist and be around the corner.
He's a telepath. Doesn't need to use ventriloquism.
I do have my mind, what is that? Mind blank?
Yeah.
No prettying up, Nimmelin. We gotta look like, stern, fighterish, kind of like competent warriors, So work on Rando. Really, really, really work on Rando. I'm not nervous. No. Why would I be nervous?
No, not at all. No. Poor Daz. Going.
So
"Oh,
Daz
no."
is in her bunk suit talking to herself, correct?
Yep, that's what's
Yes.
going on.
Yep.
It's okay to be nervous, Lieutenant. But pull it together. You're playing with the big boys now, you hear Arian say. And you might want to turn off the comms if you're going to talk to people.
Oh, shit.
Talk to yourself.
You hear Celine chuckle.
And then Trembling go chuckling as well.
Great.
You'll be fine, Daz. I wouldn't have asked you to do this if I didn't trust you.
You wouldn't have gotten the rank if you weren't capable of it.
Oh, I don't know about that. Dad's weird, but you know what? You'll do fine. She says.
How much worse could it be than negotiating with Ghost? I did that.
Exactly, she says.
And he made Madrimley the captain, so don't feel too bad.
Point.
And laughed.
Well, that's a point. Wait a minute. That means I'm still an aide to. Oh crap!
Yeah, you're still my aide. You're also my second in command now.
Double crap.
Perhaps some days, some are in your head. You should tell them you're not a Marine.
I know she's not a Marine.
They figured it out.
No, did
She,
they?
yeah, she is now, says Celine.
Yeah, I even had to sign a paper and everything.
Ah, okay. Yes, it is. Well, do your best, Daz.
Oh, I will. I can handle negotiating, especially if he has a little bit of a greedy side. That's always like
Yeah,
the
it's a
way
little bit of a greedy side. He's a dragon.
Oh, what?
Yes, a very large one.
Great. He might accidentally step on me now.
He tends
No,
to say
he's much more
stay shape changed into an elven form, I'm given to understand, says Celine. He married an elf.
Hmm? The queen is an elf.
Okay. Her eyes kind of cross as he's trying to contemplate that.
Dragons can turn into elven form.
Yeah, I get that. It's just that, well, Okay.
Well, the Princess Isolde was laid in an egg, if that's what you're wondering.
Oh, good grief. Okay, so whatever we do, don't touch the eggs. You never know what it could be. It'd be bad. She's looking around. She really wants to ask Captain Ballrick, are we there yet? Please?
He says, soon enough.
Then she looks over. Then she looks over at.
Yeah, you didn't say it, but he
Aaron
says soon enough.
Oh, damn it!
You're wondering why I can read your mind, he says, because I am not elven.
Oh. Okay.
Says,
Where the hell is my?
my
Damn it! I gave Aaron my tin ad.
wouldn't help you anyways. Says,
Oh.
It
Okay.
does. I'm sorry, I've just gotten so used to hearing people in my head that I occasionally respond to them out of context, and I apologize.
Well, apology accepted.
And I'm
She
not
starts
reading
wondering.
your mind. I'm catching your stray thoughts. That's why.
Oh, I didn't know my thoughts ran off.
Reason is yes.
Well, damn it. How do you chain them up?
Yes, with a great deal of discipline. Don't worry, I'll be teaching you.
Okay.
Yes. My friend has asked me to help him with this new Black Ops group.
Thank you.
He nods.
She looks over to see
Says-
how the progress is going with Rando.
Rando is wide awake and is pouring tea into his mouth like a spigot. You think maybe someone fed him a jalapeno?
I gave him one as a suppository.
Yeah, maybe.
So his eyes are streaming as well.
I look over at Nimlin and Arian and I go, good job. Keep it up.
So what's up with this rando? Says,
Well,
Alright.
he's a good friend of Nimlin's, and well, now he's part of our mini crew, or
your mini crew, okay.
like when we do stuff off ship crew type stuff.
Off duty stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. I talk to goblins.
Yes. And we can trust him.
And trust me, I'm part of your program. The ship is, interestingly enough, unable to hear our conversation.
Really?
Yes.
There's
Called
all these
privacy
neat, nifty
spirit,
tricks you
the
guys
silent
have.
ability.
I really need to learn all these tricks.
And so you shall. This one I will teach to Madrumland. Yes. I don't think you're psionic.
Probably not. I don't hear thoughts at all.
No. Psionic is power of the mind. It doesn't necessarily mean reading thoughts. It means even doing things like telekinetically moving things with your mind and things like that. Right? Creating fire or ice. Right?
Fixing your uniform.
What separates it from arcane magic is that it's your power, your mind that does it. The power of psionic ability.
Well, that'd be handy, but I got my magic now. I think I'm happy with that. And if I can make my thoughts not sneak off, I think I'll be good then.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I have discipline. Usually, you can ask the captain.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Commodore.
Mm-hmm. It takes a lot of mental discipline, but I will teach it to you. He says it is entirely possible to think entirely different things than you are saying.
Well, I sort of do that because when you're negotiating, you've got your thoughts and then you've got the words you say because you really don't want them to know what you really, really want, type thing.
But they're related. It's possible for you to think about your childhood while you're negotiating. So if somebody were reading your mind, all they would get is swings and jacks.
The orphanage.
Yeah.
Running the streets. I'm sure they'd find that entertaining.
Yeah, but they wouldn't be able to tell what your immediate thoughts are, rendering the ability to read your mind functionally useless. Because you just fill your thoughts with random thoughts. Think about, the toe jam that you had this morning and you're putting on your footwear, right? Stuff like that. And renders all that ability completely useless. He says, because the people that use this ability tend not to be very good people.
And if they rely on thoughts to read people, does that make them less likely to be able to read people the way the rest of us do?
It all depends. He says, it all depends that on how heavily they rely on reading people's thoughts. Right? You'll find that when people can read people's thoughts easily, they become less empathic.
Because they don't need to.
People lose all their privacy with it.
Cool.
Yeah. Yes. But the people that use random thought patterns, right, who read people's minds at random, right, they tend not to be very good people. Well, some of them are, I suppose, at least they think they are.
I can see that.
But it violates free will.
Free will and choice is pretty much a commodity, when you start running the back streets and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I understand how that works.
Nods.
Thank you for all the advice.
Not a problem. He says, is he going to be okay? Do you need me to neutralize poison on him?
Neutralize poison.
Does he drink too much?
Oh, you mean Rando?
Yeah.
He had a wee bit to drink at the wedding.
Yeah. He takes him by the front of the shirt and he looks deeply into his eyes, and you see his eyes sort of flash red. And for a moment, so do Rando's, and then he's sort of standing there sober. He lets him go.
Good to see you back, Rando. Hope you're feeling better now.
Yeah, he says. Whoa, was I ever hammered.
Well, you have some time to tell Nimmelin and Aaron all about it while we're on our way to where we're going.
Okay.
And she goes back to like contemplating what in the world she could offer a dragon.
Money, money, money.
Pretty much. She starts fiddling with the pouch. Patting it a little.
Must be funny in a dragon's world.
In the meantime, Arian goes about getting the elite squad of bugmen in order.
Yep. And
Yes, Major.
He'll explain to everyone that we will be using our rings and we will be attaching charges to the largest ships we can find that we can get at. And then, if we have a chance, we will cut out the largest ship we can once all the charges are placed.
I assume this time this includes some of the PCs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Majermland and Buravel and Arden and I guess I'll have to go collect up Yasma and Vonvin and I imagine Celine will be busy being Commodore and commanding the fleet, so
And you can't find Crowley.
no trace of Crowley anywhere.
Doesn't Yvoleth have a suit that he borrowed from somebody?
Yep, he does so.
Yes, he does.
Yep, I get Evolith and and everyone who's been outfitted with the bug suit so far and has received the ring from our little blue-haired gnome friend.
Someone.
Oh Lord, yes.
Well, Celine is on comms. She clearly put her bug suit on so that she could stay in contact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she says Dazzlecat's been sent on a mission to acquire as many hulls as we can get from the Silver Marches. She says, I don't know if you want to wait for them or if you'd like to start harassment campaigns early, but either way I leave it up to your discretion, she says.
I think we should probably coordinate everything, ma'am, just so that we get the most bang for our buck and we don't waste any opportunities.
I agree, she
We
says.
could be
But
out here a couple of days, says Rovel.
yes, that's true. You guys could end up being out there for a couple of days. Yes, you're right, because you're going to need to place as many charges as you can get. Okay, take some potions of fatigue removal, and I don't know, make sure you've got a few days worth of food anyway.
Bug seals from equipped for them.
Yeah, well, we'll load up the space with rations and water and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know, did Arden ever make our bottle of never-ending wind?
No, he's not powerful enough yet.
Okay.
Did you want to use the space kit? Load that up?
Probably not this time, Daz, because We have rings of invisibility, which allow us to stay covert. And I'm not sure we could hide the space skid. I'm not high enough level to cast ship invisibility. I'm not an experienced enough sorcerer, I guess he'd say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it has poo bombs and a catapult.
It's a crapapult.
Kind of does a crap job of that, too.
Badoom tish. Okay. I'm not really sure what to do here at this point, and maybe you guys can give me some direction as to how you'd like me to play this out and handle this, but obviously Daz and her crew are going to go negotiate with the King of the Silver Marches, and that's going to take some time, right? Now, in the meantime, I don't want everybody else here sitting and waiting until they find out how that goes, so I'm trying to figure out stuff for other people to be doing. But I mean, they roll so well usually with, putting charges on the bottom of the ship, and they're all invisible anyway. It doesn't count as an attack until you blow it up, so there's very little chance of them actually being noticed. So I'm not sure, to make anybody roll or anything like that. So, do you have any suggestions, Aaron?
Well, I have one. Perhaps
Okay.
when we go to gather everyone up before we leave, Yasma has some news.
Ah, that's true.
And then we could have to take care of that.
Yeah. Yasma does come in and she says, I don't know if I should be going on this.
Really, love? Why?
She goes, the frog died.
Excuse me?
The frog died?
Is Celine here?
Yes.
Celine grins. Really? She says.
She nods.
She looks at Arian. She says, it's a pregnancy test. Congratulations, she says.
Oh. I've never heard of that before.
It's a druidic thing. They inject a woman's urine into a frog, and if it kills the frog, you're pregnant. It's useful
great.
within 24 hours.
Well, that's great news.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I don't know if I should go on this.
Well, no. If you don't feel like you should go, then you shouldn't. Perhaps
I tried to tell Crowley, but I don't know where he is. Sonar says he's on a mission for me.
Oh, okay, she says. Kind of a little taken aback because, of course, Crowley normally would have told her.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not, says Celine. Considering,
Yeah.
looking at her, looking at her dad.
He nods.
Well,
good.
you can stay here and help me run things, she says. Congratulations, you just
Okay.
got drafted into paperwork, she says.
Oh, joy.
I know, I'm sorry, she says.
Is there some special process we need to do considering Yasma's position?
Probably,
You
says
mean, should you
Celine.
get married type thing, says Selma?
Well, that and I mean, is there anybody else who needs to know because of secessionary issues?
I've already informed everyone that I feel needs to know, says Selma. Except for Evolith.
She kind of looks at her dad and says, "What is the deal with Evolith?"
Wolf is the captain of my guard.
That's it, she says. Okay.
He was a bosun in the Navy before he became captain of my guard, but in the Marine Corps.
I didn't think you'd leave us by ourselves in the middle of space, she says quietly.
Nods.
Okay.
Now you need to know. Yes. Probably best if the rest of the world doesn't, though.
Yeah. Well, I won't do anything to draw attention to that, she says. Exactly. And besides the point, she says, I'm the least priority on the list right now by my count, she says.
Mm-hmm.
I am, as they say, the spare, she says.
Oh, kind of. You're still in charge of all the forces in the system.
Not anymore, she says.
Well, you have not been officially relieved, and nobody has stepped foot to take your place in this office yet, ma'am.
Oh, you're right. I'll hold the fort until someone does, of course, she says.
Now, the admirals may be in charge of the fleet out there, but you are still in charge of the forces here on Talasia.
That's
so you're
true.
still important.
All right, she says. All right, but I'm the least important. Anyway, doesn't matter. She says, in the meantime, yeah, I guess, Yasma, you should stay out of things at this point, I think.
She nods.
I don't think there's any requirement for marriage, Arian, although I don't think it would hurt, she says. And, I mean, obviously, Dad didn't marry any of our mothers, did he? She says.
No. Well, not exactly true. We had a very spiritual wedding between me and your mother. She says to Celine.
Ah, she says.
All right.
I'm not opposed to the idea of cesarean, but it is wartime, and I'd hate to leave her a widow so soon after being a wife. And I fear I shall be at the thick of things for some time.
Yeah, I think you're right, she says.
Yeah, Yasmin nods.
Besides, I'm not sure that, and I nod respectfully to Sonaris. I said, I understand that the Imperial throne is a big deal, and I may not be the best match politically, so shall we say.
He says, Arian, I don't want you to think like that. He says, my best match politically for my daughters is those who make them most happy, he says. And as far as I'm concerned, culture be damned, he says. I'm not a racist, he says. I don't see any difference between a Nunnehi and an Alfar and a Ru Alfar. He says. And
Clearly.
frankly,
Says Celine.
Clearly. And frankly, if you make her happy, that's the person that should be with her.
I just didn't want to presume anything given the height of her station, perhaps.
But, says
Understood.
Celine, even if Dad didn't think that and we wanted to have cooler heads, she says, you would still be a good political match. You're a duke.
Yes.
She says, and whether or not the Elfar like it, it would be good for maintaining good relationships with the Nunnehi. And if she is going to be the heir to the elven crown, that's not a particular type of elf, last I checked, she says.
Oh.
Nope.
Well, that's a good thing, because last time I looked, that means that your grandchild, he says to Sonaris, is going to be a quarter Nunnehi, a quarter Alfar, a quarter Ru Alfar, and a quarter She.
Perfect, she says, with a
That's good.
smile.
All they're missing is a little sluagh.
Yep.
And maybe a nymph or a sylph or two.
Yeah. Well, 4 different types of elves coming together to create a prince or princess, he says, is about as close as we're going to get to unity.
That's a good point. I better call Evolith in here and let him know. Yeah, she sends for Evolith.
Yep. I'll walk straight through.
Yeah, she closes the door to her office. She says, Bosun, there's some things you need to know, she says.
Right.
I told him of your position. I
Oh,
told him of your position at Lilith, says Selnar.
fair enough.
She says, in regards to that, I promise you that I will take your advice and listen to your instructions. She says, I know my duty. And part of my duty means not making myself a liability to the crown, she says.
I give a gentle nod and say, well, that's at least a relief. I can stop pretending now. For some, at least.
I'm glad of that, too, she says. The second thing you need to know is that the eldest daughter among us is pregnant, she says.
Yeah, yeah, I'm pregnant, she says.
Congratulations.
So your job just got a little harder, she says.
Not harder, just more interesting.
Well, given your position, Captain, I've had tagged you for this upcoming mission, but I feel I need to ask you where you feel you would be better served. Yasma will be here with Celine.
And Vondin will be on the mission, says Xerxes.
I kind of ponder for a minute. I'm happy to go where I'm sent.
Well, I assume His Imperial Highness will be here in the command center.
Yes.
So I don't think there's much danger that you could prevent that he can't.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be happy to have you on the mission with me.
I'd be happy to serve.
Very well.
All right,
Then all we need to know is what kind of fleet we'll have, man.
Sorry, he said which? What all we need to know is
What kind of fleet we will have, ma'am? In other words, we need
Yep.
to find out what Dazzlecat finds
Yep,
out.
that's right. Well, we'll see what they have to say. So, whoosh, back to Dazzlecat. You guys arrive.
In Silvermore.
Yay.
It's a pretty coastal city. There are signs of both human and elven construction. Like, it's laid out like an elven city in that there's a lot of green space and not, things aren't a lot of straight lines. There are trees that have been converted into houses. Right? And, but there's also, like, little townhouses all together in a market sort of area, and, the docks are a mix.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yep.
the kind of place where a changeling might feel comfortable, maybe.
Yeah, Madrimlin's napping until we know what's going on.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, he's got to get his psionic points back.
Yep.
Daz turns to her 3 trusted amigos, tells them to warm up, look sharp, pretend to be the super nasty, heroic Marines that you really are deep down inside.
Brando kind of gives her a skeptical look, but says, Avalana.
You gotta play the part. We're about to do the biggest scam you've ever seen. So look sharp, so we can win.
No. No, those are mine.
Oh, I thought you were talking to us there for a minute, dear. I'm like, what?
No.
Like, what?
No, Banshee's trying to get my whoppers.
Yeah. Okay, so he says, I won't embarrass you, ma'am, I promise.
Good. Just look tough. You can
Right.
do it.
Right. Yeah, you guys march out in a fairly good approximation of a military kind of stride.
Mm-hmm.
We're making sure to go at a pace that Nimmelin can keep up with her cane and look sharp that way.
Right. I should change the sound effects here. Let's see. I need to familiarize myself more with the soundtrack, but let's see. We'll try
I have a
this one.
lapdog.
There we go. Yeah. Yeah, you guys head into the town. It's laid out like a fairly typical sort of Renaissance level town that you might be familiar with. There are multiple walls. There is a gleaming palace that nevertheless looks like it's good for defense. Like it's not all decorative. There's a lot of decoration. For one thing, it tends to be trimmed in either silver or mithril or something like that. It's very silvery and very shiny. And but it is made of solid rock. Things might be carved as, beautiful archways and whatnot, but, the eye that you've developed for defense is starting to let you know, like, you would not want to attack it, right? Like, it's clearly designed so that it has, like, for one thing, it's it's almost like a star fort in the way that it's built out.
So it'd be sort of like a familiar pattern.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like you'd have to run up a hill in order to assault it, for one thing. And all these towers and windows would be marvelous places to throw spells or, crossbow bolts or ballista bolts at you from.
Okay. She squares her shoulders and just keeps marching, pretending that she doesn't see anything potentially hazardous about the formation of the building.
I'm
supposed to be a
intimidated, but
brave
I'm...
Marine.
Yeah, that's right. Do, 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 do.
Pretty much.
I wonder if Daz will ever figure out they all fake it.
That is half the secret. Fake it till you make it.
Yep. Yeah, you make it up to the gate. And the guards that are there look at you, and one of them nods in a friendly way, says, Avalonian Marines, he says.
Yes.
They're expecting her.
Were they told who was coming, by the way? Like, her name?
No, just a representative of the Royal Crown.
Nah, we've been expecting
Lieutenant.
you. Please, come on in. They say they open the gate. Open the gate!
She nod.
They open up the gate. And they let you in, just like that.
Do we get an escort?
Yeah, one of them says, this way, I'll show you to...
Oh, good.
Yeah.
She has this thought of, at least I don't have to wander around trying to find a place. That's what she was worried about.
Yeah, they take you into the courtyard, and then, I don't know, where would the king want to have been meeting with them?
Probably in the tennis courts.
Tennis courts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, they take you out to, of all the fucking things in the world, it looks like some kind of sports setup. There are people there that are batting a ball back and forth with a racket. Over
Would this be a sport she would have been familiar with from Amberport?
It's a noble sport, so
Oh, then no.
takes place in courtrooms. Hence why they're called courts.
Yeah, and you play the king, so...
Yeah, he stops the game that he's doing and he heads over this direction. You must be Selnar's representative.
I am Lieutenant Dazzlecat. Yes, I am.
Pleased to meet you, Lieutenant.
Honored to meet you, Your Majesty.
I'm King Phobos. Harrison. Is the elves of the Navy aware of the blockade of the planet?
Yes, we are.
Is that you're doing?
We have...
Just a second, guys. I'll be right back.
We have not taken a break yet. Do you want to take a quick one?
Yeah, we could take a quick break now. Sure.
Okay.
We are almost at ending. It's 8:30, but yeah, we'll take a 5-minute break. So,
Yep.
Okay.
okay, see
right.
everyone in a minute.
Be right back.
Okay, and we're back. Oh, there we go. All right, so let's resume.
Yes.
You might want to briefly describe what the king is currently appearing like, since Daz knows
Okay,
that
well,
he's a
he's
dragon.
appears as a rather large, lithe and muscular elf. Right? Alfar. Right? With no, she, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, she, because she's got bright silver hair. Right? And purple eyes.
Ah, so more like a star elf then.
More like, but he's definitely a she. He's got some star elf markings.
Yeah.
What did you say your name was, Miss?
I'm Lieutenant Dazzlecat.
Lieutenant Dazzlecat. Is that Lieutenant Cat or Lieutenant Dazzlecat?
It can be Lieutenant Cat.
Lieutenant Cat it is then. He says, I understand that the elves need our assistance.
Yes, we do.
He says, we are at as much mercy of these orcs as you are, so we are inclined to be helpful.
A little silver-haired girl comes running buck-ass naked out of the castle and charges across the... Like she's a toddler, right? She comes charging across the tennis court.
Yeah. He just picks her up.
Dada, she says.
How you doing, princess?
Good.
Where's your clothes?
I don't like clothes, she says.
I don't like clothes either, he says.
She nods sagely. Hi, she says, waving at Dazzlecat.
Lieutenant Cat, this is my daughter, Princess Isolde.
Pleased to meet you, Princess. And I
Pleased
wave.
to
at her.
meet you, she says. She looks like a little elf girl, for all intents and purposes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, a she-woman comes kind of scurrying out along with about half a dozen nursemaids.
Oh, I've got her.
I'm sorry, she says.
Never apologize for the actions of Isolde, my love.
I didn't mean to interrupt. I beg your pardon, she says. I want to stay with Daddy.
Cat with you.
Can she stay? Says.
Yes.
Okay.
This is Lieutenant Cat with the Avalonian Imperial Navy. Sent
Lieutenant.
on behalf of the Imperial Prince.
She says, I would be most grateful for some news, she says. We saw what looked to be a battle at Evergleam, she says, and a few days ago, a bunch of refugees began arriving here. Can you tell us what has happened, she says.
Evergleam has fallen.
Jeez.
The king was killed defending the city.
Oh, no.
King Xerxes.
She looks at her husband with this, grief-stricken look. Obviously, they were friends.
Yep. He looks pretty grief-stricken. He says, Xerxes, King Xerxes, he lives there.
He is indeed king. He was coronated and married.
And married. Excellent. Well, I can't say that I'm very happy about the news, but I appreciate it anyways.
Yeah, it's not the best thing to have to announce.
Yeah.
What can we do
This
to
is
help,
working.
Lieutenant?
As my wife said.
We need ships, preferably military ships. We have spin disease we want to put on them.
Ah, okay. We only have very limited spacefaring here.
We don't.
Just a reminder, you were asked to get man of wars, or not man of wars, merchantmen.
Oh, was it merchantmen?
Yep.
We need merchantmen ships.
Oh. Like seagoing.
Yes.
Well, we can spare you a few of those. By a few,
I would like.
mean the score. Maybe 2 score.
We would like to buy as many as we have spin disease for.
He nods. He says, we can make that arrangement. He says,
We'll be glad to give them to you at cost. This concerns us
Yes.
too. Evergleam
Yes, yes,
was
my
our
wife is
long
right.
ally, she says. And King Elias was a good
indeed,
friend.
Indeed, Glimmerfell is our current alliance.
Indeed, she says.
Thank you.
She
Now, was
says,
I supposed to negotiate for added crew, or did you want them to be entirely elven?
I don't think anybody gave you directions there.
No.
I do believe you were asked to get some skeleton crew to get them back, at least.
Celine said, if we have crew, great. If we don't, then please see if you can get crew. If you can get crew that are familiar with the ship, better yet. Right?
Yeah.
So a mix of crew could be just as useful. Your ship is packed with people, but you know it's not going to be enough to
Crew up these ships.
crew up a score of ships or 2 score.
I'm pretty sure that those people that we brought are primarily pilots, because I don't think this kingdom would have any pilot.
Not really, no.
We would also need crews. We have what crew we need for the spin disease, but we will need at least skeleton crews for each ship to help get them
Because
back.
I will ask for volunteers. He says. The Avalonian Navy intends to pay these mercenaries?
Yes.
And then I will spread the word.
The queen looks at her husband and says, we could recall our navy.
He nods. You could.
You don't want to do that, she says.
He says, and then we'd have no navy. He says, unless...
What if you had your navy as a reserve?
We don't have spin disease. But, he says, I can guarantee a fighting force if the Elven Imperial Crown will guarantee us the spin disease. I can get a fighting force of over 100 ships.
She says we have war mages we could send too.
Yes.
Would you permit me to have a private moment?
Of course,
Absolutely.
Lieutenant.
I go off to a corner and I ask my 3 amigos there to make like a buffer ring around me to keep any servants or whatever that happen to be around away, so I could have a private conversation. And Commodore, I kind of like practically yell into the into the bug suit.
Yeah, okay, go ahead, Daz, she says.
They're offering us naval ships and a fighting force as well, but they would need more spin dizzies.
Yeah, I believe they're asking to keep the spin dizzies when this is all done, right? That's what they were asking?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, they want to become a spacefaring.
I actually suggested that they're going to give us the merchantman, however many need for what we have aboard the ship. But I also suggested that maybe they could have their navy as a reserve, since they're not experienced in space or anything. But
right.
And they do have warships. He said he could there'd be like 100 of them. But as a reserve,
that would be wonderful, maybe? She says. Okay, one moment. She double checks. She says, "I need to double check our logistics here, but hold on." And she cuts the comm for a minute. Now, how many spin dizzies were sent with them?
40.
Yeah, she gets back on the thing a few minutes later, and she says, okay.
Ma'am?
Yeah.
Before we go there, is that our entire stockpile, or is that just what would fit on the ship?
No, that was just what would fit on the ship.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know.
So,
yep.
So how many do we have, Your Imperial Highness?
A couple hundred.
And how many? And how many reserve officers?
Reservists?
How many reserve officers came back to the call?
He says, if I had to guess, I don't have that logistical information in front of me, but I'd say more than 10,000.
And
oversteers.
And here where on the planet, I assume we could come up with enough officers with command or at least XO experience to send them as advisors to the marches.
Yes.
Celine looks at Arian and nods and says, "We seem to be thinking on the same lines here." "Good, go for it," she says.
So if we're willing to part with the spin disease, we could put an experienced officer on at least every one of their ships to act as an advisor and help them be a better fighting force in space, so they wouldn't get disoriented or, not have any tactical knowledge. So that could make them much more effective.
And we can train pilots for them too. She says, with the loss of Evergleam, the Talasia is rather undefended there as far as spacefaring goes. One of the reasons why the city was located there is because there is a vast sylvan forest there, and it leaves a hole in our defenses. If the Silver Marches are willing to fill that hole, I'm willing to help them, she says.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they will get their 100 spin dizzies?
Yep.
Is that okay? And they will get an advisor officer with each one? And a pilot? At least a pilot crew?
And at least one experienced pilot, yes, she says.
Okay. I will go see to that Red Way.
You're doing a great job, thank you, she says.
Mm-hmm.
Daz doesn't say anything back. She just looks at Aaron and Nimmelin and that, says, just nods and starts walking back to the king and queen. They offer you 100 spin dizzies with an advisor officer to help you coordinate space maneuvers and tactics, and a pilot for each one of those spin dizzies to go into your military ships.
Okay, he says. The question I have to ask is, we retain our sovereignty? He says.
As long as you offer protection to the system, then yes.
Okay.
I do believe that was what we struck.
Yep, she said that. She said if they're willing to protect that area of Talasia, we are willing to help them. Which indicates that that's their job. We're not going to tell them how to do it, basically.
Yeah,
Okay.
she basically repeats that.
He says, then we will see to your ships. And make yourself comfortable, Lieutenant. We could be here a couple days.
I will. Thank you.
Yes, please consider yourself our guest. And she calls one of the servants and says, please show the delegation to the diplomatic suites and show them all the courtesy due an ambassador.
As you wish, Your Majesty.
Bye, says the little girl, waving.
Bye. Daz waves back.
And I do believe that's a good place to call this for the night, since it is just now 9 o'clock. Last chance to get in on the raffle. There are 5 signed bookmarks for a few good elves up for grabs. I will mail them to you. If you win, you will have to give me your snail mail address either by Twitch Whisper or Discord message. Wow, what a day, says Dimblin. Yeah, a lot was accomplished tonight, actually. Good job, guys. Yeah. It's kind of interesting because you're never sure how, when there's a large shift in a group and you bring in new members, you're never sure how it's going to go. But
yeah,
I think it went pretty well.
Yeah,
I thought so.
I enjoyed it. Thanks for bringing me in.
All right, so we're going to close the entries now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the first winner is Eli.
Hey.
Yay.
Congratulations,
That's on Eli.
Good job, Eli.
And the second winner is Siobhan. Well, cool. I don't even have to mail that one.
You can just walk into the next room and hand it over.
Yeah, here you go.
Siobhan wins everything.
She does.
But not everything.
And the third winner is Magpie.
Yay, Magpie.
Stream Raiders. Okay. The fourth winner is Stretch.
Hey! You won something.
Yay!
Thank you.
Awesome. And our last winner is, as soon as I touch the thing properly, Clockwalker. Excellent.
Yay.
Good. Someone who isn't in the chat crew.
Yeah.
We may be opening up the chat crew again. We will be discussing that for a couple new members of chat crew. We will be discussing that.
Yeah, we haven't talked about it yet, which is why I haven't said whether or not that's happening, but it may be.
It'll be discussed as a gaming group anyways, as I'm putting into the chat. Right? And so.
All right.
Clockwalker is a stalwart, yes.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's right. I'd forgotten that.
Oh. Cool.
That's hilarious. All right, so I'm going to go and see who's online. Does anybody know who is
Yeah, I
online
can
for
have a
us
chat.
tonight?
Okay, we have Coffee Quells.
Coffee, Jan Storyteller, and the Forge.
Well, I rated Storyteller the other day.
Yeah,
Coffee usually encourages me to raid smaller channels.
yeah.
So let's raid the Closet Forge.
Yay!
Okay.
All
Cool.
right.
Oh, Dire Bear GM too.
Oh, Dire Bear GM is up?
Yeah.
The Forge or Dire Bear?
Put it to a poll.
Good idea. Let's do that.
Dire Bear.
I vote Dire Bear.
Well, as I said, Dire Bear is actually doing a D&D campaign.
D&D,
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
well, okay, that kind of solves it then, doesn't it? Because we try to raid gamers when we're gaming, and we try to raid writers when
And
we're
writers
writing.
when we're writing,
And Forge is doing Stream Raiders, so
Yeah.
And world builders when we're world building. So, all right.
Dire Bear is doing Roll for Ukraine, Fahrenheit, political theater.
Interesting. Is it gameplay? I mean, either way, cool. Fundraiser for the Ukraine sounds like
Yep.
something I want to support.
Says
So.
season
Sounds
2,
like a good
episode 12.
Ah, perfect. Okay. So we will do that then. All right. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, everyone. We will now be running our closing credits. Game and crew, don't take off right away. We have a couple things we have to discuss before
Okay.
everybody takes off. And Magpie, if you feel like joining the chat afterwards, wait for the closing credits to run and then hop in. Right? And, because you're part of the conversation too. So, all right. And thank you so much once again to our amazing chat crew who took the, rolled with the punches tonight. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
We won't be online tomorrow. As I've said, on Tuesday, instead of Ask an Old GM, we will be doing a special live episode of If This Goes On, Don't Panic. So,
Oh, okay. I was not even told this.
I know
until
you're
now.
just getting told this now. Yeah, but I'd forgotten actually. But yes, we're going to be interviewing an author. Or actually, no, he's part of what is it called? It's related to gaming anyway, and his name is actually Jon Snow. I don't know why I didn't remember that. And the Conduit crew is going to come and talk about Writer's Conduit. So
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
join us then. It'll be a lot of fun.